Hello and welcome to the Block Breaking SMP. My name is MC Yoda, and can't really think of a good way to say this, so I'm just going to say it. This will be my last episode of the Block Breaking SMP. For reasons of my own, reasons I really don't want to get into. This just wasn't the experience I was hoping it would be, and I think for right now I want to get back to focusing on my single-player gaming and just producing some Let's Play videos. So, but before I go, what I wanted to do for my final episode is kind of give you a base tour and show you my base and some of my builds and just kind of show you what I've been up to on the server. Okay, I am going to start my tour here in the gaming district, and we'll take a look at the builds that I've added to the gaming district. The first one I'm going to show you is the latest build of mine, and this was in my last episode. This was the lava mix-up game. So it's here. It's got it's a nether themed or a nether fortress themed game. So the entrance is like a nether fortress, and you come in here, and this is a game of dexterity and competition where you try to outlast your opponents while the floor keeps getting pulled down into the lava. And this is a lot of fun. This is something you can play by yourself and something you can play with as many friends as you want. But this was fun to make, and it was a large redstone challenge for me, and I really enjoyed building that one. And that takes us to the second game that I built here in the gaming district, and that is called the Golem Gamble. And this was a game of chance, and it's just a fun game where you can wager some diamonds with your friends, and you let some golems loose down here and see whose golem can cover up their area the quickest. And so we had a lot of fun with this game, and that was a fun one to build as well. So now I'm going to take you to the shopping district and show you my build in there. Okay, and from the gaming district, we have this nice little path here on the nether roof made out of carpet that leads us right to the shopping district. And both of these portals go to the shopping district. I prefer this one because it's closer to my store. So I'm going to hop through here. So this side of the shopping district is jungle themed, and this is where my shop is located, down this way. And oh hey, some of that bamboo wasn't here last time I was here. It's like someone's been planting some stuff. Anyway, this is my shop in the shopping district. It's called the Honey Pot, and this is where I'm actually giving away most of the all of the products I have from my bee farm. I originally had a few shops up in here, but I decided to stop doing the retail thing, and I decided to just give away my stuff for free. And let's take a look at the inside of the shop. We got some fun music that plays when you come in, and it's like you're inside a beehive all dripping with honey with the bees buzzing all around, and you've got all of the supplies you could want from a beehive all here and ready for anyone to take. All right, so now let's move on to, whoops, I cannot fly. Let's move on to my base. So coming out of the shopping district, my base is kind of to the north, kind of northeast here. And I have this nice little trail of lanterns and my banner kind of guiding people to where my base is. So let's just take a short little trip out there. And there you can see coming into view, this is the sword portal. So this is a incredible build that Patat made for me for my base. I love this build. This is so cool. But this awesome sword kind of jams into the ground here, and this is serving as a portal that's going to link the nether to my base. And as we come out here, you can see that there's a matching sword on this side as well. So this is my base. This is a castle that I've been building throughout the season. Let me show you again where the inspiration for this castle came from. So this is the inspiration for my castle build. This is a Dungeons & Dragons map from an adventure called The Curse of Strahd. And this is some kind of fortress or castle that was in this adventure, and I thought this looked like a cool kind of thing to build here as my base. And also, I wanted the challenge of trying to build a Dungeons and Dragons map in Minecraft. It's something that I've wanted to do for years, and I've never done it, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And so the inspiration here is this castle kind of comes in. You got this first floor here, and then it has a map of the second floor. Of course, in this adventure, half of the castle is kind of ruined, but of course I built it out completely. And then it goes up here to a third floor, and then a rooftop, and then a spire that continues to climb up a few more stories. So that map is translated into this build. So let's see. Let me before I take you around the inside of the castle, let me show you some of the other builds in my base area here. Around the side here, this was a build that I did early on in the game. This is a smelter. And with 1.18, coal seemed like it was going to be a little bit harder to get, so I wanted to build a smelter that was based on bamboo. So I made this smelter to automatically harvest bamboo and dump it into hoppers to feed these furnaces. And as I was smelting things, I realized the bamboo would kind of go through pretty quickly, so I expanded this thing out to have lots of extra bamboo growth here feeding into it, and then a whole network of hoppers, not just to transport the bamboo, but to also act as storage. And right now this thing is packed to the gills. There is bamboo in here that's been harvested that's not even being picked up because it is full to the rim. Okay, the other build here on my base here, this was not my original starter home. My original starter home was just kind of a simple box that was sitting right where that castle's sitting. But this was the starter home that I made to move into while I was building the castle. And after I moved out of this and into the castle, I turned this into a very simple villager breeder. So this is, I really like this build. I think this little house came out pretty cute, and I think it looks really nice, and I'm really proud of that build. As far as the villager breeder, that just feeds down right now. It's just kind of feeds down into the ground, and they collect here. And then once there's a bunch of them, I've been scooting them out here in mine carts to be stored for future use. Haven't really gotten around to using any of them, but they're there in case I need them. So in this little open area here, this used to be where my bee breeder was. So this is where I originally bred up enough bees to fill up my bee farm, but also I would use that to breed up extra bees to fill up beehives for sale. So I actually used that bee breeder quite a bit, and I filled up many, many hives full of bees with that. But that breeder has now been moved into my bee farm, which is the next thing I wanted to show you. All right, and here's my bee farm right through this door. There it is. I'm not sure if I've shown the bee farm since all of these blocks have been put in, but I think this is just kind of a cool looking. It's very bright and very loud in here. Loud from the bees, but loud color-wise as well. But all these bees are over here. All the bees on this side are filling up honey bottles, and all of the bees on this, well, a lot of these are honey bottles too. All the ones up here are doing honeycomb. So you can see they've been producing quite a bit. It's been a while since I've harvested these chests. And as far as the bee breeder, I moved that to this back room here, and here they are. I like this room. I wanted the bees to kind of have a sense that they were still out in the wilderness, and so I kind of decorated up the walls to make the bees feel like they were outside flying around. And you can see here I've been breeding these guys up for another whole batch of full hives, and you can see all the ones dripping with honey have bees in them. And I haven't quite finished because some of these are still empty with bees. But this was a fun build to make. I enjoyed doing it. There was a weird. I've learned a thing about the beehives. I tried to actually bring the wall to be right on top of the beehive, and the bees would come out the front, but they weren't able to get back in, and I'm not sure why. I had to kind of uncover this top for them to get back in. So I don't know, some weird game mechanic there. Kind of bummed me out a little bit because it made the look of this wall a little funny. But overall, I think this is a pretty cool room. I enjoy this. So now coming out of my beehive over here behind the castle is an entrance down into some of my original mining. Yep, so down here, this used to be a place where I would mine for coal, but recently I actually made a bat farm in here. Yeah, so this is a farm where you can actually spawn and capture bats. This is a really cool build. I really enjoyed making this and designing some of the aspects of it. I have a whole video about this. If you want to go take a look at that, it's a pretty cool contraption here, and I encourage you to take a look at that if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, that was a lot of fun to make. All right, so now let's take a look at the castle build. I'll start at the front. Let's see. Well, first, let's give you a nice kind of outside shot of this build. This is pretty cool. I really like the way it turned out. Look at that. I like this spire in the back. I like kind of this detailing that I did around the sides. I think that came out really nice. But let's go ahead and hop inside and take a look at what's going on in there. Earlier in the season, I had put out a challenge for people to they could earn diamond blocks by decorating up the rooms in my castle. And I'm just going to flip these pages. You can go back and pause through this if you want to read what all those pages said. Yeah, so that was a fun idea, and several of the block breakers took me up on it and decorated some rooms in the castle, which I'll show you as we go. Many of them haven't been done yet. Most of them were claimed by people, but I guess people have not had the time to do those yet. We'll start here in the main entrance. This was done by Time Rider, and I love this. This is such a cool looking entrance here. It gives a nice grand feel when you walk into this castle. And this entrance kind of takes up the first floor and the second floor of this whole big area in here. Off to the side here, there's a big room. Time Rider actually claimed this entire first floor. In this room, he started this build with a big, massive table here. And I believe this was going to be like a kind of like a royal dining room or something, and he was going to have like a piano or something in one of these corners and stuff, but he just hasn't gotten around to finishing those. But yeah, I like the way this room started shaping up. It's pretty cool stuff. And some of these doors just kind of lead back into this main hall. So over on this side, this kind of comes through into a smaller room here, which Time Rider was going to turn into a kitchen. He started on the floor in here with some kitchen tiles, and there's a kind of this corner room here as well, and this corner room actually leads to the outside of the castle down this neat little stairwell here, which comes out by my smelter. So I thought it was a pretty cool little detail in the build. Let's see, some other rooms that are right off of this main hall. There is a small room over here. Whenever I moved out of my starter home and into the castle, I originally moved all of my stuff into this little room here. Other than that, this is just a small room that hasn't really been designated for anything yet. Okay, so now behind this main entrance hall on this first floor is this room back here. I mean, this is almost more like a big wide hallway than a room per se. But this kind of branches off into a very small kind of room here with a fireplace, and then the other corner, which again leads to the stairwell outside. And on the other side, I believe that this entrance just kind of leads back into that into the big dining room. Okay, but then this door in the back of here, this doesn't lead out of the castle. This leads into that back spire that goes all the way up, about 4 or 5, 6 levels. And this is a pretty cool little area in here. I'm not really sure what this could have been used for. Even like I thought of, like I remember having some conversations with Time Rider about what this room could be. And it feels very grand, but it also feels kind of constricted. I'm not sure what you would build here. So now let's look at the second floor of the castle. So there's 2 ways to get to it. One of them is in this main spire area, we have these spiral stairs coming up the sides. And those stairs actually, they do come out right here on the second level. You can kind of see my sign right above that railing. But then after that, they go all the way to the top. But the other way to get to the second floor is just through, let's see. Through the main hall here, there's the grand staircase. So we'll use that to get to the second floor. And we're going to start to the left here. Oh, there's a spot of blood. I was actually killed inside my castle once, and I put that spot of blood there to signify that. But over here on this side of the castle, there's a few rooms that have been decorated by some of the other block breakers. Let's see, I'll start in here. This is a study that was done by Pom Pom. And I really like this one. It's a nice, cozy, it's a cool looking build. And he's kind of got this little bit of separation here. So you have like a little sitting area here next to the fireplace where you could read a book that you got out of one of these bookshelves. And I even noticed recently, I took a peek in this thing and he left this neat little arrangement of some blocks of like lapis and redstone and gold and stuff. And I thought that was kind of a cute little touch. I didn't even notice that at first. But kind of a mirror to this room right on the other side is an office that was done by Patat. And I really like this build. This is it's a nice warm feel. It's a cool kind of office. You can sit here behind the desk here and conduct business with folks sitting on the other side. I did put up in her original build, she didn't have these banners. I put those up here because these are like my emblem. But yeah, this looks out to the front of the castle. And you can't see it, but right to the left, that's the hill where the sword portal is on that was also designed by Patat. So that's right up that hill, just to get your bearings here. So also on this side of the build, there are two of the corner rooms. This one hasn't been assigned anything yet. And this one over here, this one was made into, it's kind of funny. It's like a round table, right? Like the Knights of the Round Table. And someone, I don't even know who built this. No one told me who built it. No one took credit for this. But if you go around, we are the Knights of the Round Table. We dance whenever we're able. And this is the lyrics to the classic Monty Python song, Knights of the Round Table. So it's pretty funny. If you walk around here and read all those signs, it's the lyrics. It's hilarious. So this is a pretty cool build. It's a neat idea. So whoever built that, thank you. And let's see. So kind of going to the other side here, you can either go across using the grand stairwell, or you can kind of come behind the stairwell. And from behind the stairwell, we have these two kind of little closets in here, and somebody decorated this one up as a storage room. So that's kind of neat. And kind of like a little storage closet in the center here, and they kind of use these fireplaces as shelves, and that was a cool idea. And again, I have no idea who did this one. This one kind of just showed up one day without anyone leaving any indication of who built it. So whoever built the storage closet, thank you. It looks awesome. And then also back here behind this grand stairwell, this is that second level entrance into this main spire. So this is that spiral stairs. This is that spiral staircase that goes down to the floor and then up to the top. And another build that I'm not sure who did is somebody came in and decided to decorate this top part, and I really like this. This kind of feels like, this reminds me of some kind of atrium or something that, you know, like in a dining area of like a mall or something, where you would sit here and have your meal in this big kind of wide open space. And I like the feel of this. This is pretty cool. So whoever built this, thank you very much. Again, I don't know who built this one. This one just showed up one day, and no one left any indication of who it was that did it. So now we're going to look at the other side of the second floor. There's a kind of a matching closet over here that was claimed but hasn't been built yet. And I think it's funny. I think if you look at the actual Dungeons and Dragons map that took this from, I think these two little closets were actually like bathrooms. So, and here's, let's see, so let's look at this other side. So we kind of have the two main rooms on this side. So this This is one that was, I believe it was Mr. Parrot that made these, and these showed up just recently. And this is called the Threatening Room. Yeah, so I like this build. It's nice and dark and ominous in here. It's got these nice rich colors and stuff. Now, I'm not sure. This is a pretty scary room here. I guess it is called the Threatening Room. This is a threat. So I'm not sure if this is actually a map of Parrot's area here. This is his terracotta town that he's been building. And I'm not sure if this is intended to be a threat from Terracotta Town, or if this is like a war room where I am planning to threaten the Terracotta Town. I'm not really sure what the intent was there, but it is an awesome looking room. Got some heads on pikes here, and he widened out the fireplace and made that really cool and spooky looking. I think he put his credits up here. Yep, designed by Parrot. Some heads on stakes here too. This is a really cool build, and I really enjoy this. So thank you, Parrot, for that one. And over here on the second floor, the corner room. This was a corner room. This one was done by, I believe this was Red. Yep, this was Red. And this, to me, is the most unique room in this building. Like, I would never have thought to make like a water room in a castle. This is the coolest thing. You can kind of get into swim mode here. Swim mode here, and you can like swim up underneath this thing and through it and up and over. I love this build. This room is so cool. And sometimes I would actually come up here and just swim around a little bit, you know, ease my mind a little bit. But yeah, this was a cool build, Red. Thanks for that again. And I think this other corner, yeah, this one was claimed but not built yet as well. So now there is the other main room on this side of the second floor. I have not been in here yet. So this was also done by Parrot. And this is a mini escape room. And he pinged me and asked me if I've gone in to take a look at this yet. And I said I haven't yet. I've been waiting for a good opportunity. And I think now might be that opportunity. All right, so let's go into this escape room and see what this is all about. Okay. Well, let's take a look at this book. Welcome to Mini Escape. The small puzzle was created by Mr. Parrot. Try to escape the deep slate prison. It's hard to die, and there is no parkour. That's good. Hard to die and no parkour. Two things I love. And next page for the rules. All of your stuff in the barrels, including gear and elytra. You'll get everything back. Don't worry. You are not allowed to break any blocks, not even if instaminable. I'm not sure what that is. Exception, self-place block. Okay, so if I place a block, I can remove it. Let's see. If you fail or get stuck, message Mr. Parrot or mine the slab underneath the iron door. Okay. Rule 4, if you completed the room or you give up, please put everything back. Give other players the chance to play as well. Extra blocks and items at the end. People who completed this room successfully were Mr. Parrot. Okay, so no one's been by to play this yet. So I will be the first one. So here are the barrels. Let me put all of my equipment in there. And everything that I'm wearing as well. There we go. All right, I'm not sure what to expect. This might be cool. This is gonna be cool. Okay, let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay, all right. There's a barrel, a couple barrels. Aim in the middle of the block. Okay, let's see. Is there something here? There's a mushroom stew. Good luck, and a whole lot of bone meal. Now this says aim in the middle of the block. So the middle of that block is right there. Did I punch it? No. Okay, maybe I have to bone meal it. Maybe that's what this is for. Okay, so if I bone meal right there. Nope, that's not doing anything. Aim at the middle of the block. Wow, I feel really dumb right now. Okay, there's a mushroom stew. There's a door that I can't flip because it's a metal door, and some lava. Okay. Good luck. And bone meal. I mean, I feel like this bone meal has to do something, but I don't know what it would do. Aim in the middle of the block. That's the middle of the block. I want to just punch it up. I don't think that's the purpose here. Maybe it is. No, he said I'm not allowed to mine any blocks. Oh, hey. Oh, what's up there? There's a furnace. Okay, there's nothing in the furnace. Can I touch any? Oh. Okay, I feel like I should be able to... Okay, let's see. Okay, well, I'm too dumb for this, apparently. So I think, in interest of time, I'm going to just kind of scoot on out of here. I think he said I could get out by mining up this block here. Yep, and then get into the other side of this door. Let's see. All right, well, I think I'm too dumb for that puzzle, so let me just get my stuff back and continue on with my tour. All right, so now let's go up to the third level of the castle, and these spiral staircases in the corners here on the second level lead you up to the third story. So coming up here, we'll kind of just to orient yourself, this right here is the front center room. This is right above the main entrance hall. This was going to be a throne room. Looks like Time Rider hasn't had a chance to decorate this one yet. But out here you can kind of see the sword portal up on the hill. You get a nice view of that, which is really cool. Again, love the build. Patat, you're awesome. Let's see, the kind of the mirror room on the center here is this room here, which is a library that was done by Len Crafter. And I really like this one too. This one, I like all these rooms, man. They look awesome, man. Everyone did such a great job with these. I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I opened this up to the other folks on the server to decorate these rooms, because these really do look cool. So there's Len, and this was a library that he built for me. And over on the same corridor, so that's where we came up. If we wanted to go to the roof, we could go up this stair here. So that's kind of just getting orientation here. But also along this side here, this was the room that's another room that Red did, which is kind of like our deep slate lounge here and our amethyst geode room. And this is another cool one, very unique and awesome, like the water room. Just something I would not have considered building in the castle, but it looks so cool. I love it so much. You can kind of sit here and watch the fireplace. And it's got a closet in here. And I've got an episode here where I walk through these in detail, so you should check those out. As far as this other... yes, here we go. And then the other room on this side of this third floor is the room that Mike Croakphone made. And this is another awesome build here. This is this bedroom. And and you know what? I noticed that every one of these rooms I'd put a like a diamond block, right? So the person who decorates the room can take that diamond block. He actually put that in the wall. I didn't even notice that the first time. So he didn't even take his payment. And it's got this closet back here, which is really cool. So I've shown this whole room in another video. If you want to kind of see that in more detail, you should check that out. And this is kind of one of these corner rooms. It hasn't been decorated yet. Let's see. What else is on the third floor on this side? Let's see. We go to this side of the third floor, and I think these have not been done up yet. No. Yeah, so here's a room and then a corner that can be done up, and this is another room and another corner that haven't been decorated yet. So now let me show you the roof. And to get up here, I'm going to go up these spiral stairs, and this comes out onto the roof. So this is the rooftop of the main part of the castle. There's still that spire in the back, but these little kind of outcroppings here, these are the stairs to get back down. Okay, so up here on the roof, I have some siege weapons here, some castle defense. I've got my ballistas and my pot of boiling oil, and I've got these ballistas in all the corners. And these are some ammunition racks that I made. I'm still not loving the way that these look. It looks so bulky and big, and it sticks out. But there really wasn't another way I could figure out how to make something that looked like an ammunition rack for these projectiles big enough to fit into these ballistas. But got another ballista kind of on the front. These kind of match the stairwells in the back, but these are just observations. There are no stairs for this side. And this side of the roof looks the same. We got more ballistas on the corners here and another pot of boiling oil. This center room here, I was thinking about making this kind of like a barracks with beds and chests and stuff for maybe some soldiers who were going to help defend the castle, that they could stay up here. But I never got around to that one. Let's see. So let me show you the spire in the back. So if you were to take the spiral stairs that went from either the floor or the second floor, those would come out up here at this level. So this is where those spiral stairs would come out. So you kind of come out here above the roof, and you'd have to, from here you could go down one level to get to the roof where we just came from, or you could go up one level to get to the very top of the spire, which is this room here. I hadn't done anything with this room yet. I wasn't sure what I wanted to put up here. I did leave this one window knocked out so I could like come out of here and jump off with my wings if I needed to. And I have the roof, and you can hear my little friends up here. I've got my roof full of bats, and this was fun. I really enjoyed this. This is what I made the bat spawner for, or the bat farm. I made it so that I could fill this room full of bats. And I'm not sure. So all the bats that I farmed aren't in here. So like I think I counted them one day, and I originally put 18 bats in here. There's only like 16 or 14 of them left, and I'm not really sure why. I think sometimes they might accidentally get suffocated in these walls every now and then or something when they're flying around. But yeah, so I like this roof, and I like all the bats. I think they're adorable, kind of resting, hanging from all the little nooks and crannies. All right, and then that leaves one final area of the castle. In fact, I'm going to go down these spiral stairs, and I'll meet you at the bottom. Okay, so here we are back down on the ground floor here. And let me go back to the entrance hall. So all of my stuff, all of my storage and stuff is hidden in a secret basement. And the way to get to that secret basement is right here underneath the main stairwell. There's a button hidden right here which opens up this little secret sliding door. So we're going to pop in here, and that leads to a hallway that goes down into the depths of my dungeon. And over here to the left, I was going to make this into maybe a store, some food storage, or sort of like a wine barrels and stuff, stored down here into this kind of this cool basement. Never got around to decorating up these rooms, but that was the purpose of those. And this door here this is one of my favorite parts of this castle, is my dungeon. I really like the way this room turned out. It's so cool. It has an awesome feel. The way I have the lighting is only done by these blue lanterns, and it gets down to like light level 1 in some of these dark corners, and it just has such a cool feel to it. I really love the way this turned out. It's nice and creepy and gooey. We got this thing dripping into this gooey barrel here, and this kind of magical swirly here with the purple dripping into that. I just love this dungeon. Cool feel to this. But in this dungeon, this front room here has another button which opens up another secret door, which leads to my storage. So this is where I actually spend most of the time when I'm in my castle, is down here in my storage room. Like I think most people, right? You build a big home, but you really mainly just use the storage room. There's nothing much to see down here. I haven't done anything else with the expanse of this basement. I just have all of my chests along this wall. I have a few tables and tools over here. Now this thing is a little contraption that I made to help me mine minerals. So let me just kind of demonstrate that. Let's see. Where is my... Here is my fortune pick. So if I grab my fortune pick and say I wanted to take some of my, we'll just say coal. So say I wanted to grind out like 2 stacks of coal into, coal ore into blocks. What I can do is I can put 1 stack in this dispenser, or if I had up to 9 stacks in that dispenser, and I can put another stack in my offhand. And what I do is I hop down here, and if I just hold, I'm going to hit right click and hold it, and you can see whenever I place that block, it shot out another one into my inventory. So my inventory shows that I still have 64 in my hand. And while I'm holding down that right button, I'm then going to press my left mouse button and hold it down. So I'm holding down both buttons. So now as I mine a block, I immediately place another block, which triggers the dispenser, which fills up my inventory. So I can sit here and just hold these 2 buttons down and pretty quickly grind through, 2 full stacks of coal, or as many as I wanted to. Like I said, up to actually up to 10 stacks, right? 1 in my hand, and up to 9 in the dispenser. So you can see now that the dispenser is emptied, and now the stack of coal in my hand is actually going down, and that will count down to 0. And then once I'm done, that was 2 stacks of coal, and done. Yeah, so that's a neat little contraption. Super simple to make. A torch to provide power. A repeater to go into whatever block you place here. And as soon as you place that block, a signal comes out here, which triggers the dispenser. So a very simple build. I always like to have it where I hop down so these shoot into my head. And I like these 2 blocks to be something that the tool that I'm using can't easily break. So, yep, neat little contraption there. Let me put away this coal. Okay, and in this other corner over here, here's a contraption that I made just recently. And this is a contraption made for shearing pumpkins. So in a similar way, you could take a stack full of pumpkins in your offhand, the same way I just showed you with that machine. And you could put up to 9 stacks of pumpkins in this. Then same kind of deal, you kind of right click and hold, and then left click and hold. I'm sorry, no. On this one, you would put the pumpkin in your offhand, but you would hold shears. And you would literally just hold down your right click. And what it's going to do is it's going to place the pumpkin and immediately shear it. And those state changes is going to trigger this observer it's going to go through some repeaters here with a slight delay. So it's going to give you enough time to actually shear it. And then it's going to make this piston pop the jack-o'-lantern, and it's going to fall into the hopper. But also that signal will also trigger this dispenser to put another pumpkin into your offhand. So yeah, cool little contraption here for quickly creating lots of jack-o'-lanterns. Okay, and then also hidden in this corner is another secret door. And this secret door leads to this little drop chute over here. And this goes to my nether portal. Well, it goes to 2 places. The first place it goes is into my branch mines down here. So this is where I've been branch mining for diamonds and such. And that's really all that's down here, so not much to look at. But up on this side here, this is the nether portal that goes to the sword portal. Up at the top goes to the roof. This comes into the bottom part of the nether. So I could either go up these stairs and actually explore the nether, or I could go down this hallway to my my XP grinders. Yep, and this is a very tight little compact room here. On this side there is an enchanting room. So if I'm grinding levels and trying to enchant specific items here, I can kind of grind through the items with the enchantments and get what I want. Most of this is storage, but basically these 2 mossy blocks are where I stand for my grinders to work. So if I stand on this side, I get zombies coming down this side, and I'm going to get cave spiders coming up there. Now, if I'm standing here to grind levels and killing zombies, when the cave spiders do come up, they're a little hard to reach. Like, it's hard to kill more than one or two at a time from here. But this side is the side I usually use, and if I stand here, I get skeletons coming down this chute here, and of course these cave spiders coming up here. And now, from up here, I'm at a better level to kill these cave spiders. So often whenever I come down here, I just stand here, and I kill skeletons and cave spiders. So this was cool. I found this. I found these spawners early on in my first cave exploration, and I don't know if you've seen the video where I made this, but basically the way these spawners were spaced out, I was 2 blocks away from getting a triple spawner. So like I said, on this block here, the skeletons, neither the skeletons or zombies will spawn, but the cave spiders will spawn anywhere because that's pretty close. I had to come up here to get the skeletons to activate and down here to get the zombies to activate. But it would have been so cool if these were just a little bit closer. I could have had a pretty epic 3-way grinder here. It would have been pretty cool. And now to get out of this area back into my castle, I kind of come out. This is where I came in from the dungeon. And to come out, you come over this pressure plate. This takes you out right next to this burning pyre here. And I can go up the stairs, but then as I go, I have to keep walking because this pressure plate triggers this door, and it's timed perfectly where if I'm coming up at walking speed, it opens up just as I get to the top. So let me show you this again. So if let me trigger that, and then as I walk, this opens up and lets me out. So that's how you get out of the secret storage area there. So if you're following any of the other block breakers, at the end of the season, they're actually going to put up a world download for everyone to download if you like. And if you get that download and you want to come play around in my castle, you're welcome to. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave all of my equipment here. So this is all of my like fortune pick, fortune axe, fortune shovel. I got my 2 enchanted hoes. I've got a trident and super shears and the flint and steel. But I'm going to go ahead and put all of my equipment up here so that if you come by here with the world download, you are welcome to get all of my enchanted stuff and have fun with that. So I think that's going to wrap up this episode, and that's going to end my season here on the Block Breaking SMP. But keep an eye on my channel. I have some really cool ideas for some Let's Plays that I'm going to be starting up pretty soon. So I would love to see you around there. If you want to hop in and take a watch and say hi in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. So until I see you next time, you take care of yourself. Bye-bye.